In human existence, there are moments that defy rational explanation. Imagine a casual glance exchanged with a stranger, and suddenly something within you stills. It's not the tremor of fear, but a profound, almost mystical recognition. It's as if your very soul has rediscovered something it never forgot, merely set aside in the depths of memory. This person wasn't sought, and the one encountering them wasn't prepared for such a turn of events, or at least not in the way they envisioned preparedness. Yet here they are, these figures, achingly familiar and undeniably real. There are no sparkling fireworks or booming cosmic signs, just a deep quiet and an unshakable inner knowing. In that brief moment it feels as though the entire world, for an instant, has finally found its true alignment, like the gears of a gigantic mechanism perfectly interlocked. The great thinker Carl Jung asserted that such phenomena, which many tend to attribute to predetermination or blind fate, are in fact something far more fundamental than mere fantasy. In his view, they are nothing less than a mirror reflection of the deep, often unconscious patterns of the human psyche, which at a certain moment astonishingly synchronize and align with the external world. The moment a person encounters someone truly meant for them, all need to impose or force anything vanishes. This feeling arises spontaneously, undeniably, and naturally, like a long-forgotten melody suddenly playing in unison with the heartbeat, foreshadowing something incredible that is just beginning to unfold. For centuries, humanity has been accustomed to perceiving earthly life as an unpredictable succession of random events, fleeting coincidences and absurd occurrences where the universe itself acts blindly, devoid of any higher meaning. However, Carl Jung's discerning gaze perceived something entirely different in this stream of existence. He persistently noted that sometimes events unfold with such striking, almost poetic precision, with such extraordinary resonance, that they involuntarily acquire deep meaning, even if the human mind cannot explain their true nature. This mysterious echo, this inexplicable response in the soul, serves merely as a harbinger of amazing discoveries yet to be made if one dares to look beyond ordinary perception. Imagine a situation: a person thinks of someone, and at that very moment a call comes in from that individual. Or, upon entering a completely unfamiliar cafe, they unexpectedly meet someone who fundamentally changes their life path. Such events are not merely a series of coincidences, they are a manifestation of synchronicity, a remarkable phenomenon representing a deep connection between a person's inner world, their thoughts, feelings, and innermost desires, and external reality. This reality responds like a magical mirror, reflecting the soul's most hidden corners. Synchronicity does not follow the logic of cause and effect. Its essence lies in profound meaning. It feels as if the universe itself, or something immeasurably deep within each of us, meticulously orchestrates these moments, not to impress, but to awaken consciousness, to whisper, "Pay close attention. This is of colossal significance." The manifestations of synchronicity are felt especially keenly when it comes to love or deep human connections. In these instances, they acquire a particular intensity. A person might meet someone who effortlessly and silently reflects their personal history, old emotional wounds, and innermost aspirations. It's important to understand that not everyone fate brings your way is meant to stay in your life forever. However, some individuals appear in existence with such astonishing harmony, in such perfect alignment with a person's inner world, that their appearance is involuntarily perceived as something predetermined. And often this is precisely what happens. This occurs not because some higher power or unrelenting fate preordained these encounters, but because the person themselves, consciously or intuitively, was internally ready for their appearance in their life. Carl Jung held the conviction that when a person's inner growth harmonizes with their external world, significant individuals begin to appear in their life. Their purpose is not to complete or supplement anyone, but to reveal who the person already is and who they are capable of becoming in the future. The question arises, is it possible that the people an individual is particularly drawn to are a reflection not only of their own essence, but also of their inner nature? The renowned Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung argued that deep within every person resides a hidden archetypal image. For men, this image is called the anima, embodying the feminine soul. For women, it is the animus, personifying the masculine spirit. It is important to note that these concepts do not represent social roles or superficial stereotypes. They serve as symbolic reflections of those aspects of our personality that often remain largely unconscious to us. The anima symbolizes emotional depth, intuitive understanding, creative impulse, and sensitivity. At the same time, the animus embodies willpower, rational thinking, the capacity for directed action, and determination. This is where the profound significance of Jungian ideas lies. These internal archetypal images influence the formation of attraction to certain individuals in the external world. Has it not happened that a person felt a deep sense of infatuation for someone without finding a logical explanation for this attraction? Or felt that another person understood them, even with minimal words? Often, what is observed in another person is a projection of one's own unconscious. However, this circumstance by no means deprives the object of attraction of its reality. On the contrary, it gives it a special, profound significance. For individuals capable of touching the hidden strings of the soul often reflect those aspects of one's own self that the individual is ready to integrate, be it a suppressed feminine principle, an ignored masculine one, or the striving for inner wholeness toward which a person unconsciously moves. When it comes to one individual being meant for another, this phenomenon extends far beyond a simple chemical reaction. Rather, it is a deep recognition, an intuitive understanding, a genuine inner resonance. It manifests not at the level of superficial personality traits, but through what this person is capable of awakening within another. Carl Jung, a distinguished thinker, believed that a true connection emerges when a person stops endlessly chasing perfection in others and begins to accept and explore those aspects of their own personality that are revealed through interaction with another. This is where the amazing beauty of love, viewed through a Jungian lens, lies. An individual does not merely feel affection for someone external. They are, in essence, falling in love with themselves, reflected in the other. At times, a person meets another, and in such moments, the need for verbal explanations vanishes. They don't need to explain who they truly are. No masks are required, no pretense. They simply exist in their authentic essence in the presence of the other, and this state proves to be entirely sufficient. It's not that they literally knew each other before, but that somehow one soul retains a memory of the other. Carl Jung undoubtedly would have commented, "This is not imagination. This is a manifestation of the unconscious, that deepest repository of memory, symbols, and instincts rising to the surface." He was convinced that when someone evokes a powerful and instantaneous attraction, it often happens because this person resonates with archetypes hidden in the depths of another's psyche, not on a superficial level, but in a way that awakens something archaic, something timeless within the individual themselves. This is why a person can one day meet someone and instantly feel as if they've known them their entire life. This is why silence in their presence doesn't feel awkward at all. On the contrary, it brings peace. It is with them that time acquires a remarkable plasticity. It can slow down, stretch, or disappear altogether, dissolving into the moment. Such a phenomenon is explained by the recognition of a deep inner truth that finds its reflection in another person, and this, undoubtedly, is no coincidence. It is often found that attraction to another individual's energy arises not because of their external appearance or achievements, but because they are like a key capable of unlocking those hidden corners of the soul that have quietly awaited their time. Perhaps instant infatuation won't occur. Instead, there may be a feeling of quiet certainty, peace and warmth, as if an inner voice whispers, "It's safe here. This is real. There's something special about this." Carl Jung, a profound thinker, understood that not all relationships are meant to last forever. However, those connections that awaken a person, that transcend ordinary logic and touch the deepest parts of their soul, are never without meaning. For even if such a person leaves one's life, they leave behind a transformed individual, more aware and more whole. Society often says, if it's meant to be, it will be. But Jung would likely ask a deeper question. What part of you is making that choice? Is it fate? Is it circumstance? Or is it the unconscious leading you to what your soul truly needs? When a person is meant for someone in the Jungian sense, their appearance does not serve to complete the other. On the contrary, they come to be a mirror reflecting the individual's inner world. Such interaction awakens hidden facets of the personality, known as shadows, challenges established beliefs, and brings to the surface the most hidden desires and fears. This happens not to break a person, but to foster their profound growth. Jung believed that true connection is not about ideal compatibility. It represents a process of inner evolution. Two souls moving on parallel paths of individuation gradually and steadily become more authentic versions of themselves. The presence of someone who is meant for you does not always mean an easy existence. However, it always feels like an undeniable truth. A deep sense of alignment arises, a clear understanding. Even amidst life's chaos, such interaction brings a feeling of returning to one's inner home. For it is through the prism of these relationships that a person begins to see themselves much more clearly than ever before. Not every meant connection lasts a lifetime. Some people serve as bridges, carrying us across certain stages. Others come as important lessons, leaving behind valuable experiences, while still others remain forever. But the unifying thread for all these connections is one. They appear at the moment when a person is ready to accept them, or at least when their deeper inner essence is ready for it. Therefore, when a person meets someone who awakens something profound within them, one should not rush to define or label it. It is only important to listen, not to the voice of reason, but to that silent corner hidden deep within. For the true self, or soul, does not express itself through strict, logical constructs. Its language is the language of feelings, sense of the right moment, and that inexpressible calm, knowing that needs no explanation. Destiny in relationships perhaps does not imply possession or eternal immutability. Rather, it is about deep recognition, a moment of shared, pure truth. It is when two souls briefly remember their true essence, allowing each other to be seen without pretense. Carl Jung, the eminent thinker, once remarked, "The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed." Thus, if a certain person enters one's life and awakens something authentic within it, one should not ask if they are the one. Instead, it is more appropriate to ask, what exactly is being awakened within myself? For when something is truly meant for a person, they will not have to pursue it or exert excessive effort. They will simply know it. This knowledge will manifest at the right moment, in complete silence, in that serene and peaceful corner of the soul where truth always resides.